Listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. It is 9:18. That's the time in downtown Alton on this 12th day of September. It's a Tuesday morning. Dave Wickenhauser in studio. On the 23rd of September, the 60s and 70s block party. Dave, that really became like a staple event. I mean, it just seems like so many people really coming out and just enjoying.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell you when it began, but it was started, I believe, by a person named Kathy Wyrick. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there were some other people involved but she kind of took the lead. And she'd been responsible for it, I would say somewhere around 10 years. I could be wrong, but...
Wow. And now, when did you start taking the reins over a little
bit? I didn't take the reins over. I kind of got drafted. But what happened, Kathy passed away. Mm-hmm. And there was a few other girls who kind of jumped in and helped. And I think everybody got discouraged because last year the street was under construction down there, and that hurt the attendance fairly well. Plus COVID and stuff.
Right.
There were several different things, but I don't think it's by any means done. By any means.
Oh God, no.
And what we've done because of the '60s. Those people are, some of them, the early 60s are up to, around 80 years old.
Right.
So, and the youngest are 70 years old. So, it was kind of we had to do something. So, we opened up the 1970s. So, now we do 60s and 70s. Now, this will be probably the first year for it. Last year, I think we kind of pushed it a little bit, but not much. Mm-hmm. But this year, I hear a lot more rumblings from the 70s that they're going to be there. So we'll see. You never know till the night,
Well, and that's what's cool is just seeing everyone kind of gathering, from Marquette and Alton and just coming down and just enjoying the night. And really, you couldn't have asked for a better location. I mean, on 3rd Street, right, under the umbrella of Max. I mean, you're in good business there.
Right next to the Riverbend.
Yeah, that's right. That's the better answer. John heard that upstairs. That's a raise for CJ. No, but I really think this is great. So what time does the event start on the 23rd?
It starts around 5, but Mac is going to be open for dinner for everybody. Mm-hmm. This is his only chance to make money is because there's no charge for coming. It's free.
Right.
And this is his only chance to recoup his money, I should say, because he's paying for the band. And he rents tables and chairs and stage. I don't know if he owns a stage or not, but it's all provided for us.
Right.
So we have no $0 going into it.
That's incredible. So that means go eat at Max before the party starts and patronize
That's what I'm
it.
hoping they do because, Mac's very, very good about standing behind this event. And if if it doesn't do well, he may lose interest in it, and I don't want that to happen.
Right. And really, I hope not, because every time I see it, and I really meant that, I saw that on Facebook and went, man, this is such a cool event. Every year I drive by and see this, and it's just nice to see everyone getting along and just having a good old time and not worrying about anything going on in the world,
Yeah, and, I was involved in our 50th class reunion planning, and whenever there's finances involved, it's a lot more work.
I could see that.
So this is an easy job for me. All I got to do is promote it, and I like to say I've got some other people in the classes that are putting stuff out on the web, and I think RiverBender's going to print or put something on their website about it too.
Yeah, I think we already did. I don't know.
Did you? Okay.
Well, it's bad, Dave, because I'm in charge of the calendar. So I got to say, yes, we do actually. Now that I remember, because I put the event in myself that day.
Okay.
My boss is listening, so I got to act like I know what I'm doing.
Act like you know what you're doing, huh?
Well, and what I think is cool is just seeing all walks of life coming, and I'm sure that you've gotten to reconnect with so many people at these at the block party just alone.
Sure. They, a lot of these people, you think you see them around town all the time, but you really don't.
Right.
When you go there, and we'll have some out-of-towners coming in. I've already heard from some of those, and I get people all the time say, I don't go to my class reunion because I see everybody anyway. You don't.
No.
Believe me, you don't. And it's just, it's neat to look back. And I recently had a opportunity to go into my family childhood home. And I drove by the thing 1,000 times in the last 15, 20 years, and I never thought a thing about it. But it's where Theodoro Farms is now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was driving by, and my friend was with me. She said, let's stop and get some bread. I said, okay. So we stopped, and I started looking around, and I started talking to the guy, and I told him that's where I grew up, and he invited me to come into the house and look. I saw my old bedroom and stuff, and my friend said, I have never seen you so excited.
Well, who wouldn't be? That's awesome. I mean, that's really cool.
It was quite an experience, really, because that was my formative years there, and there was 6 kids, and we were fighting all the time. Getting in all kinds of trouble, but...
Well, and that's what's really cool is just to see the fact that, a lot of everyone's history's here, and it came here and
history
started.
is more interesting than you think.
It really is. And, even for me, Dave, I mean, I look like I still sell Girl Scout cookies, but, my reunion, my first one came and went, and at 5 years, and I went, man, is it time for one already? Can we wait? I didn't go, and I kind of felt bad because, like you said, I went, well, I see everyone as it is. Yeah. And then you look at the pictures and you go, man, I really missed out because I haven't seen half of these people since we graduated high school,
Yeah.
And can you have a moment to stick around?
Sure.
I got to pay a bill. 9:24, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more of our conversation with Dave Wickenhauser next.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alt Memorial campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, 926 on a Tuesday morning in downtown Alton. On the 23rd of September, as you see on the screen, the 60s and 70s block party taking place. Pretty good distance away from here, about 200 steps to 3rd Street, right in front of Max Dave Wickenhauser in studio. And I got to ask you, just before we go back into the event, talking during the commercial break a little bit about Wickfest, take me through some of the history of this. I mean, this is talk about staple itself.
Well, it started, and I really can't tell you what year, but it was in the early 80s probably. And Fast Eddie had an event down there when he first bought Bon Air. And I went down there, and it was kind of neat, but he didn't have the right setup for it. It was not laid out right. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I think I could do better. So I talked to him and made sure he wouldn't get mad because I stole his idea, but I set it up, and I had the room, and I brought in a big circus tent, which was automatic advertising and had a function too.
Right.
But people drive by with that circus tent, they know something's going to happen. Something's going to go on here.
That and a Ferris wheel, you'll be set.
Well, we don't want a Ferris wheel, but now I did have one year, and I think it was the early '90s. I had a bungee jump. We brought in a 200-foot crane, and it was an independent guy that brought it in, and he said, I'll give you, I think he charged $50 or $60, I don't remember. And he says, I'll give you $20 for each one. I said, look, make it $20 less. I want to see people have fun.
Right.
And that guy was busy. There was, when we opened at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there was a line of about 40 people there. And at 3 in the morning, when we closed, there was a line of about 40 people. And it never stopped. That guy, he says, I am beat. He says, I never seen nothing. I didn't ask him how much money he took in, but he had to take in a ton.
Did he get you a Christmas card at least?
Oh, he was my friend, yeah. He liked me.
Well, no, so Wicks Fest, when did you end up selling Wicks?
In 2004, on April 7th, actually. I remember the day.
I'll be darned. And you did Wick Fest all the way up until the last of it, didn't you?
Yeah, we did the last one, would be the previous August. We did 2 a year. We did one in June and one in August. Mm-hmm. And it was always on Father's Day weekend and then the second weekend of August.
Well, and that's what I think is so cool. I mean, we were talking too. I mean, event stuff is not as easy as people think it is. They think, oh, I'll throw out a flyer and we're good to go.
No, it takes a lot of promotion. You got to keep it pounding in their heads, because if you tell them, just like this event coming up.
Right.
We started promoting this probably 2 months ago. And if we didn't keep it up almost every day, their mind goes somewhere else, and maybe somebody will say, hey, September 23rd, you want to go to the wineries with us? Oh, yeah, I don't have anything to do. Well, you got to keep in their head they have something to do.
Right.
And it's a lot of work. It doesn't sound like work, but it is.
Well, it really, that's what I tell people, because I was for a little bit, I was doing straight pro wrestling stuff, and that's event after event. And that's why I'm doing radio now. But, I think it's so cool to talk Wicks Fest a little bit, because like I told you, I mean, you can have all the national guests you want, but people lived Wick Fest and loved every moment of it. Yeah. And to talk a little bit about it's cool. And just circling back to the 60s and 70s block party, take us through this. So what time does Number 4 Combo come on to start playing?
They'll come on at 6 o'clock and they'll play till 10. Mm-hmm. Of course, they'll take some intermissions during that period of time, but and they're not. They'll play music from our glory days, 60s and 70s music.
That's cool.
And they were kind of an ideal band. Now, last year we had the Owls, and they were very good, but they were not available this year.
That makes sense. Well, what I think is really unique too, Dave, is the fact that there's always a different component, where it's whether or not you want to go just for the atmosphere and the drinks and to listen to some good music, or really to catch up with somebody. I mean, there's something there for everybody, on the 23rd.
Yeah.
And with that being said, too, how long does this kind of take you guys to put together? Because even though it's a long-running event at this time, there's still a big component to this.
Yeah, well, like I say, without the finances involved, it's a lot easier. Mac's taking care of all that, and which puts him in charge of a lot of legwork. And I hope he's got it done. I think he does. They're pretty good. And this timing of it, the stage and like line up the band, stuff like that. And I did the band, but Mac's paying them. Mm-hmm. So it's a fair amount of work every day. If people see that post on Facebook, every day I reduce the number of days till the event. It's not a big deal. I just go out there and click,
right?
But I have to remember to do it.
Well, and too, I mean, it's all those things. If you put in the work, you got to be diligent to it. That way, none of you guys forget that on the 23rd, it's the 60s and 70s block party. And what I think is cool, now this is for people that graduated in the 60s and 70s, but if they have, like, let's say maybe they have an older child or somebody, can they come too and all that?
Yeah, we're not going to be strict on that. And actually, we do get some other this is supposed to be Alton High and Marquette.
Right.
But we do get some from Wood River, some from Jerseyville, some from Bethalto, Brighton. We'll get some, because they know people in our class. So,
right.
And we're not going to say you can't come in. Now, we don't want a bunch of young kids there.
Fair.
That's why we didn't go into any 80s, because we have kids in the 80s, and I don't want to be there with my kids.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I didn't even think
that's
you're right.
That's the first thing I thought about.
Well, and because when the moment you said 60s and 70s, I'm like, well, they're at the point they can open this up for the 80s. Nope, makes sense.
And I don't want my kids hearing any stories about me either.
Right. Well, and just speaking of stories, I mean, I'm sure that, someone like you in the business, with the business you had and everything that you've done in your life in the area, a lot of people and gotten to communicate. You mentioned Eddie and talking about Wickfest. Whenever you're there, are there just some cool conversations that you've had from things that you can't even, go, oh my God, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, people come up to me all the time and say, oh, I used to come to your Wickfest all the time. And there was little things that I remember that were, that I solved a problem by just some dumb way.
Right.
And one thing was we had a hell of a problem with litter, because we were serving in paper cups or plastic cups. And at the end of the night, I'm looking up and down Godfrey Road. I mean, there's thousands of them up and down Godfrey Road. So I was there till about 6 a.m. picking up cups. And I took bags in and got a new bag. And I mean, there was a lot of stuff there. So I thought, how can I stop this? And it took me a while to come up with an idea, but I got a hold of Louisiana Plastics they're in Louisiana, Missouri. And I had them print me up cups. And I had a picture of the tin on there and Wickfest. And first we put the year on there. But we didn't. We took that off because if I didn't use them all, I couldn't really use them. So, but I tell you what, the next day there's no litter. Everybody wanted a souvenir, and they took them home.
That's really cool.
And I even had one customer come up to me about a week later, and he said, I drank 5 of those full of beer, 22 ounces. He said I couldn't drink one full of milk the next morning.
Well, and that's what I think is cool. I mean, hearing stories like that and also just reminiscing about high school, and how much things are different, and, and all that good stuff. I really think it's great. Now, are there going to be, it's just the band playing out there, right? We have to go inside to eat and purchase drinks?
No, there'll be food outside. And,
okay.
We're going to have tables and chairs set up. So, yeah, you can eat outside, too.
Man, this is just great.
And there's a bar outside. And, you don't have to go inside for anything if you don't want to. The biggest thing about this is it's free. I mean,
yeah,
not too many businesses would do this for us. He's had pretty good luck in the past with it, I believe.
Right.
Last year was a little bit of a letdown because of the COVID and the construction, but I think Mac's aware that there's the possibilities or the probability of being good is there, and I'm going to do my best to make sure we get a crowd.
Well, and I think it's great, because for someone, like Mac that has a landmark really with the location on 3rd Street, I mean, you really don't have to do any of those things. You can just say, well, if you can come up with the funding, you can have the location. But it's really cool to see how he always is teaming up with folks and just like this and putting on cool things.
Well, I think he knows
the turnover.
He knows that I'll bring a crowd.
Well, hell yeah,
I say that. Hopefully I will. You never know.
Well, and
you don't know till that night.
That's true, and that's for all of you at home, because on the 23rd of September, just in about 11 days, Hughes County, I promise I could count. I did pass math day. All of you can stop by 3rd Street, the 60s and 70s block party at Max in downtown Alton, and have some fun dancing to number 4 combo. Anything else that I'm forgetting about with this event, man?
No, it's just, like I say, the attendance is important because if it fades and doesn't do well, Mac's not going to be interested in doing it again. I'm not going to be interested in doing it again.
Right.
So it's very important people show up, and it'll be well worth your time. There's no cost involved. So if you come for a half hour and you're bored, go home. But you won't be, I guarantee you.
If you're bored after a half hour, you come find me. I want an interview with you on Monday talking about it.
No, it's going to be a good event.
It really, I know it's going to be. And Dave, it's always good seeing you. I always see you every once in a while. When I talk to him on the phone, I'm like, I know Dave. I know I've seen Dave a couple. And it's really cool to see you in studio. You're a great guy, and I hope that this turns out really well. And let me know how it does turn out.
I will.
It's 9:36. What we'll do, we'll take a brief break. We haven't done the All-Star Award. This is where I highlight the stupid people of the day, all the bad news. We'll come back and do that, and then we'll talk to Luis about the St. Louis sports scene, because Blues are getting ready to start, and he's getting ready to hop back in that clubhouse. More of our daily show comes to you next in downtown Alton.